Hey everyone, I'm Majestic Spiral, and this is my first manga review. For this series of videos, I'm going to be reviewing the manga Naruto. Of course, and I know I'm a little late starting it, but I thought I'd finally get round to reviewing. So here are my thoughts on the latest Naruto chapter. This will contain spoilers, so if you haven't read it yet, I suggest you leave now and read the manga, because it's better. Anyway, it's a pretty interesting chapter. It begins after the second and fourth Hokage perform an overly complex strategy by swapping places with each other in order for Naruto and Sasuke to attack the godlike Obito through Edo Tensei Minato with their combined combo of Rasen-Shuriken and Amaterasu. It seems to hit him, of course, but Jubito survives. Just how long is it going to take to bring this guy down? Seriously, it seems like Kishimoto was done with him, but now he's one tough dude. Naruto and Sasuke are both shocked, but Naruto mentions that he's even stronger than he imagines himself in his dreams, which I found quite funny because there is a bit of humour there in typical Naruto fashion. The second talks for a bit, mentioning that Minato's arm should be ready to recover because a few chapters ago Minato had his arm ripped off, but he won't die because of Edo Tensei. But the second also says that Obito has the power which turns all ninjutsu into nothingness. Seems pretty hopeless right now, doesn't it? Think of how overpowered Obito would be in a storm game. Christ. In other words, if Obito attacks their Edo Tensei bodies, then they won't be able to recover, and they'll die. Which surprises Minato, and the second adds that his arm might not recover at all now. So Naruto tells Sasuke that they will have to fight themselves, so he tries to transform into a Biju, which fails rather humorously. But the Kyuubi does mention that Naruto needs to stay in the normal form a bit longer so he can produce enough chakra, apparently. And the second, funny enough, comments that both Minato and his son can be dumb sometimes. Later on, Gamakichi attacks Obito with Senjutsu or whatever, and Naruto seems to realize that Senjutsu will work because he starts going to Sage Mode, while Minato tries to talk to his long-lost student. There's a flashback when he fought Obito in the past, and thinks maybe if he realized it was him, he might have taught no jutsu him out of it, and might have saved Kushina, though I doubt he would have changed Uchiha's mind, because he was already set on his goal, and motivated because Rin had died, so I don't think he would have done much because he's very stubborn. Then, Obito starts bad-mouthing Minato, saying that Hokages are pathetic, compared to how he is right now, and thought it was foolish that he wanted to become one. At this point, Naruto enters Sage Mode and forms a Rasengan, while sticking up for his father's legacy, stating that Obito shouldn't badmouth his dad at all, because he became Hokage and he didn't. I liked it when the second teleported him to Obito, and he smashed him with a Rasengan, much like Minato did years ago. It appears that Senjutsu might work against him, since he can negate normal ninjutsu, so it makes sense. And maybe Taijutsu could work too. Hint hint, Rock Lee. On the last page of the chapter, we see a shadow of the Kyuubi who mentions that Naruto was a spoiled brat who was able to convince his other self, so maybe this half of the Kyuubi is still untamed? But this also confuses me, because how was Minato able to go Biju mode straight away? Perhaps he didn't know about the other half's shadow, and since he was Edo Tensei, he thought his body could handle it. I don't know. We'll have to wait for an explanation for that, otherwise it's just bullshit. That's it for this chapter. I actually really like this. There was a lot to talk about, and we may have found a solution that could harm Obito, finally, because he needs to be stopped. We got a sense of danger and risk because of Obito's new technique, and he might possibly kill off the Kages. So they have to be a lot more careful now, which will be interesting to see. Although there wasn't much action in this, and we got some humour and a bit of father and son moment, which I thought was nice. I gave this chapter a 4 out of 5. I found it very interesting, but I have some questions that Kishimoto needs to give explanations for. And has anyone seen Tarutobi lately? And where the hell is Kakashi? When will he come back? Anyway guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this review. So comment below on what you thought about this chapter, and subscribe if you want to see more reviews. That is all. Ciao.